I'm Dr. Anthea Todd, and this is What's My Body Telling Me? If you've ever felt like something's off, but your tests say you're fine, or you keep ending up in the same patterns with no clear reason, you're not broken. You're just not listening in a way your body needs. Here, we do things differently. I'll show you how to tune into your body, not your bias, and understand your symptoms to reconnect to the health that actually feels good for you and your life. Because your body isn't the problem, it's the solution. And your journey starts by asking one question: what is my body telling me? Ready to listen differently? Let's begin. Welcome back to the What's My Body Telling Me podcast. Today, we're discussing how do you know whether your body's telling you that something's really bad, something's just common but it actually isn't normal, or something that you don't need to worry about. So this is what I call red flags, beige flags, and green flags. So much like dating, we can think about a red flag as something that's like there's something wrong here. In terms of dating, we turn the other way. In terms of our body, this is when we need to seek medical attention. So we have multiple different red flags when it comes to our body. But if we go through the process of, well, you may have a new symptom, and if it's concerning, or if it's rapidly progressing, if it's joined by other symptoms, so say for instance, it's a headache, but you also have a fever and a rash, and if it's something that you've never had before or never experienced, then these are some signs that you need to go and seek medical attention. Now, we can also get different red flags from different parts of our body. Say, for instance, with our menstrual cycle, we can notice if we're menopausal, so we haven't had a period for 12 months and we're in that menopausal time of our life into our 40s and 50s as women, and we get bleeding. This is a red flag. It's time to go to your doctor because you may have something that needs medication or surgery. This is what it means for a red flag. There are many different ones that come from our body. And in chapter 3 of my book, we go into depth into all of the different parts of your body and the common red flags that might be coming out there. And that's all in chapter 3. So if I read from you here, like for instance, with the gut, we can think about red flags as sudden, intense pain or stomach pain, or you might have blood in your stool. It might be black. It might be green and frothy. So these are all signs that it's like, this is a bit out of the ordinary. I'm a bit concerned. This has come up out of nowhere. Maybe I haven't had it before. I haven't had it checked. This is where we go and seek medical attention. Now, red flags are typically easy for us to spot because it's not something that's common for us. And if you want a full list of red flags and when to seek help for things, there's not necessarily a full comprehensive list, but a very comprehensive list in my book in chapter 3. But the main things to ask yourself is, am I concerned? Is it rapidly progressing? Or has it been there for quite a long time and I haven't had it checked? Or is it a new thing that I don't understand or haven't had checked before? If this is what's happening, then go and seek medical attention. And always, if you are concerned, you always seek medical attention. Then, if it's not any of those things and it doesn't have any other symptoms that sort of join it, then you're going into the territory of beige flags. And beige flags, like if we think about it with dating, it's sort of like the things where you see the person you're dating pick their nose. It's like, oh, it's not really that great. You don't love it, but it's also not a deal breaker. So, or maybe they're driving with 2 feet. This happened to me. I wasn't dating this person, but they're a friend, and I saw them driving the car, and they were driving an automatic car with both feet instead of just their right foot. And I was straight away like, oh my God, like there was just something internally in my body that just felt like everything was wrong with that situation. So this is where beige flags come out. They're not life or death. You don't need medication or surgery, but they are warning signs from your body. And these signs are often quite common, and we can confuse them with being normal because so many people experience them. So these things can range from feeling tired after you eat, can range from not having an appetite in the morning, having PMS, experiencing white spots on your fingernails, noticing that you have clumps of hair fall out in the shower, noticing that the outside of your eyebrow is thinning, noticing that you get hormonal acne or you have irregular cycles, noticing you have painful sex. There's so many different signs and symptoms from our body that we might just think, oh, well, it's not bad enough to need medication or surgery for it. Or, hang on a minute, I thought everyone had painful periods. I thought everyone got PMS. Isn't that just a normal thing? It's not normal. It's just common. So this is what it means when we have beige flags. And when we are in beige flag territory, this is a sign that your body doesn't have what it needs. And what does your body need? It needs your 4 fundamentals. Because remember, if you haven't listened already, go back and listen to the first episode where we talk about the fundamentals. What our body needs is our cells to be looked after. And what our cells need is all 4 of our fundamentals to be looked after. So that's our nervous system, metabolism, nutrients, and blood sugars. And when one or several of those aren't being looked after, then our body can start to talk to us, and it talks to us in symptoms. So it might be, say, for instance, we have white spots on our fingernails. That can be a sign that we have high copper and low zinc. Now, why might that be an issue? Well, that can lead to why we might be feeling a bit more anxious or depressed, because those nutrients help our body make serotonin and dopamine. Or it might actually be alluding to why we have heavier periods, because high copper leads to more estrogen leads to more uterine lining means heavy periods when we're shedding that lining. And that can lead to, oh, wow, I have a heavier period, so I'm losing more blood, and then I'm stuck in this cycle of iron deficiency. So this might seem like, oh my gosh, where did she go in that train of thought? But this is where we come back to, I need to care for my fundamentals. So let's continue on that series of questions. So you've gotten to the point where you're saying, okay, it's not something that I'm concerned about. It's not rapidly progressing. It doesn't have other symptoms attached to it. It's not something new, or I've already had something like this checked and I'm still struggling with it. Okay. Well, now we go, well, when did this start? Did it start when you moved into a house with different housemates? Did it start when you started or ended a job or a relationship? Did it start when you changed your shampoo? Did it start when you changed your diet? Did it start when you started working out differently or stopped working out? When did this symptom start? Because your body is a mirror for your life. Your symptoms are telling you whether your body likes or doesn't like what you're doing to it. So ask yourself that question. Then we run through a bit of a fundamentals checklist. So have you made time and spaciousness to do things that are fun and pleasurable every single day? Did you find that you could have fun, pleasure, play? That's looking at your nervous system. Did you prioritize fats and proteins and having a little bit of carbs in there too? That's your blood sugar fundamental. Have you been outside and moved your body? That's your metabolism fundamental. And have you gotten a variety of foods in your diet and avoided things that you know aren't good for you, like high amounts of alcohol or cosmetics, plastics, sprays, that type of thing? So that's your nutrient fundamental. So it's important to think about those. Now, if you're like, wait, what did she say? What's going on? What do I need to do? I want you to think of your body like a toddler. So what does a toddler need? A toddler needs to be fed. They need to be hydrated. They need to be able to use their bowels and bladder. They need to be able to move and go outside and play. They need connection and love and attention. And they also need sleep and rest. So when I say those 6 things, are there ones of those where you're like, oh yeah, I haven't been doing that? This is your body telling you it needs those things. And the fundamentals are not sexy at all. But the thing is, when you get little problems, the solution is often something that's little. It's something little like, oh my gosh, I actually just needed to nourish my body how I needed to nourish it. I needed to get some fats and proteins and some carbs in there too, a bit of a mix of things. I probably needed to stop drinking alcohol so much, or vaping or smoking. Oh, maybe I actually just needed to rest and go to bed when I start yawning, not pushing through. So it's not that sexy when we have small symptoms. But when our problems get larger and larger and larger, like, oh my gosh, I've lost my appetite, or my hair is really falling out in clumps, or I've got these polyps that are coming up, I've got these fibroids that are happening. This is when we need bigger solutions to our bigger problems. This is when we need medication and surgery. But this is the difference. This is for chronic conditions. Chronic conditions do not happen overnight. It's that you've missed all of these beige flags and they turn into a red flag. So it's always important to listen to and go, oh, okay, this is just common. It's actually not normal. Time for a body break. This isn't just a moment to skip. It's a moment to connect, especially if what we've been chatting about has stirred something up. Take a breath in and place a hand over your heart. And breathing out, connect to the beat underneath your hand. Can you feel it? This is your body's way of saying, I'm here and I've got you. And then we go into green flags. And green flags are like when we're dating and you date someone and they are emotionally intelligent. They embarrass themselves, but they can laugh at themselves. They know that they have weaknesses, but they also love themselves anyway. These are all green flags. So we also have green flags from our body. And green flags from our body, again, you can find a more comprehensive list of all of the flags in different sections of your body in chapter 3 of my book. But green flags can be, I wake up with energy. I have glowing, strong skin. I can bounce back from sickness really quick. I wake up and I feel hungry. I feel hungry throughout the day. I'm not ravished, but I also haven't lost my appetite. I don't have period pain. My periods are regular. So these are all signs that you're getting green flags from your body, that your body loves what you're doing, that your body has what it needs to function. What it needs are those 4 fundamentals when we're looking at the function of your body. So always come back to these green flags. And something to remember here is the baseline of your body. The baseline is to feel good. And because feeling a bit has become normal, we are getting colorblind and we're confusing beige flags for green flags. So I want you to remember, if you're like, is this a beige flag or a green flag or what's happening? How do you actually feel? Do you feel good? Do you feel alive in your body? And have you gotten that not necessarily from something externally? I'm playing devil's advocate here and you go, yeah, I feel really alive in my body because I'm taking all these drugs and drinking all this coffee and I feel so alive. It's like, that's coming from outside of you. We want to know that this energy and this feeling of aliveness and feeling good as your baseline is coming from within your body. So there's a difference there. But this is where we come back to feeling good is your baseline. So let's run through it again. You have a symptom. Are you concerned about it? Is it rapidly progressing? Is it joined by other symptoms? Like what I said before, is it a headache and you've also got a fever and a rash? Is it something that you've had checked before? So if you answered yes to it's rapidly progressing, you're concerned about it, or it's got other symptoms that are coming with it, it's probably a good idea to go and get checked. And if you haven't had it checked before, go and get it checked. There's always no harm in getting it checked because the earlier you get on top of things, the better equipped you are at dealing with it. Then, if it's none of those things and you're like, oh, I've had it for a while and it's not really that concerning, it's just annoying, or I've had it for a while and they've done all the tests and they've said there's nothing wrong, this is where we go into beige flag territory. We go, okay, when did this actually start? Oh, it started when I moved countries. It started when I changed jobs. It started when I started cutting out meat from my diet, or it started when I just really changed what I was doing for exercise. What changed in your life for it to come about? And if nothing's there, or if something comes up, you go, oh, okay, that's feedback. Maybe I can tweak how I go about that or stop doing it, change how that feels, and then pay attention to how your body feels, because your body's going to give you the feedback whether it likes it or not by changing what your symptoms are giving you. And then if it's not those things, or you want to progress further, then we go, okay, well, have I cared for my fundamentals? What is that? Have I given my toddler what it needs? Have I made time for pleasure and play? Have I been able to go outside and move my body? Have I connected with people that I love? Have I slept? Am I hungry? Am I thirsty? So pay attention to those things. Pleasure, play, curiosity, feeling calm and comfortable. Blood sugars. Have I had enough protein and fats today? Metabolism, outside, moving your body, getting sunshine. Nutrients. There's a whole variety of different nutrients, but you really want to make sure you're getting a mix of your proteins, fats, and carbs. Focusing on your proteins and fats because that's going to help you move in between your different modes for your blood sugars. And then it's really going to, okay, how do I feel when I change those things and when I nourish myself, and really prioritize feeling good as my baseline? And start by doing that. Remember, your fundamentals are not sexy, but they do work. And always pay attention to what your body is telling you and let it lead the way. Now, if you are like, okay, what do I do? Or how do I actually support these fundamentals really clearly and simply and easily? We have the body-led experience, which is exactly that. It's helping you connect into your body and understand what it's actually telling you, and giving you the tools and resources to support your fundamentals really simply, really easily. Pay attention to the signs and symptoms that your fundamentals might be giving you and the tools to help support them. And then also guided support to help your energetics, those patterns that actually might be running the show. Because sometimes we might be like, oh, yeah, it's my nervous system fundamental, and I'm doing all the things to support my nervous system. I'm doing the breath work. I've done the ice baths. I put my legs up against the wall. I've done all the things, and I just wish that I could feel more regulated or not as rushed, or what's going on underneath the surface. This is where we look at the energetics, and sometimes that takes doing a self-trust hypnosis or a body love hypnosis or a boundaries hypnosis, because you're actually saying yes to a whole lot of things your body wants to say no to, but you're not as connected to your body to know that. Or you think, well, you don't have another option. Like I said, yes, I'd do it, so I can't change my mind. I don't want to be that person. This is where we start to really pay attention to the behaviors and the beliefs that we have about ourselves that are actually starting to create a knock-on effect to our fundamentals, and that is creating our physical symptoms. So we need to look at the functional and the energetics underneath, and that's where we care for those beige flags that are coming out and get more green flags. So if you are wanting resources for that, I would highly recommend joining our body-led experience. It is on an app on your Apple phone or Android phone, and in there you'll also find a community of like-minded women who want to connect to their body and have their body lead the way. It's not necessarily about knowing more information. It's about simply understanding it through the lens of your body and knowing that your body is giving you live feedback every single second of the day. And it's knowing that you can trust and come back to it and listen to it in a way that you go, oh, I know what you need. And then your body starts loving you. So remember, if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling confused, come back to your fundamentals, come back to going, is this a red flag, a beige flag, or a green flag? And then go from there. If you're in beige flag territory, we need to support your fundamentals. If you're in red flag territory, you need to go seek support and help external to you with a practitioner that you trust. Until next time, I'll see you later. If this episode resonated and you feel like you're stuck in the space between symptoms and solutions, you're not alone. I've been there too, and that's why I created all of this. From the book, if you're just starting to listen, or the test if you want clarity your bloods couldn't give you, or the body-led experience if you've tried doing it all and still feel flat. Well, sometimes you need something specific, like one of our symptom series for a deep dive support on topics like fatigue and menopause. So wherever you start, just know your body's already guiding you. Share this with someone who needs it, and don't forget to follow and rate the show. Please remember, this episode is for educational purposes only. Always consult a qualified health practitioner before making any medical decisions. Every body is different, And so is every healing journey.